Dear student, today I am going to discuss few more details about this chapter magnetism and matter. This is chapter number 5 in our class 12th. So now I am going to discuss the few more details about this chapter. In previous lectures I discussed about magnetic moment. If you cut the magnet, how the magnetic moment will change. If you bend the magnet, how the magnetic moment will change, and what is the formula of magnetic moment, and what is meant by magnetic dipole, what is the magnetic dipole moment formula for magnetic dipole, magnetic moment due to current carrying circular loop, magnetic moment due to current carrying circular coil. So these are all we discussed in previous lectures. And one more thing, what are the factors affecting on magnetic moment? So these are all the things we discussed in previous lectures. And one more thing, earth magnetism concept, this is a very important concept. Earth magnetism concept, in this earth magnetism concept I discuss about angle of inclination, angle of dip, and magnetic meridian, geographic meridian, what is meant by geographic equator, what is meant by magnetic equator. These are all I discussed in previous lectures. So please watch that previous lectures for better understanding. So now today I am going to start a new concept in this chapter, magnetism and matter. This concept is very important for the board as well as need point of view. So observe here carefully, magnetism and matter, magnetism and matter, chapter number 5, magnetism and matter. Here the concept is write differences between, write the differences between dia, para and ferromagnetic materials. So this is the question. Generally these questions are asked in a board, and these based upon these differences some theory questions are asked in competitive exams. So please watch the lecture till the end. Definitely you will get a clear idea about this concept. So now, what are the differences between dia, para and ferromagnetic materials? Mainly the magnetic materials are classified into three types: diamagnetic material, paramagnetic materials and ferromagnetic materials. First of all, what is meant by magnetic material I will write, and after that, so how many types of magnetic materials we had and what are the differences between these magnetic materials I will discuss. So first of all, what is meant by magnetic materials? The materials which are attracted by the magnet, attracted by the magnet is called, are called magnetic materials. The materials which are attracted by the magnet are called magnetic materials. The materials which are not attracted by the magnet are called non-magnetic materials. So these magnetic materials are classified into three types. One is diamagnetic material, diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic material, ferromagnetic materials. Okay, so what is meant by magnetic materials? The materials which are attracted by the magnet are called magnetic materials. So we had three types of magnetic materials. One is diamagnetic material, and second one is paramagnetic material, and third one is ferromagnetic materials. So next, write the differences between this diamagnetic material and paramagnetic materials and ferromagnetic materials. Okay, so now observe carefully. So I just draw here table. So this is a serial number. Effect next, diamagnetic material, paramagnetic material, ferromagnetic material. Okay, so observe carefully here. So I will write here just a property. Okay, so now observe carefully. So just I tabulate here. I will draw the table. Okay, so here observe carefully. First, serial number 1, property. What is the property? Effect of magnet. How the magnet will affect the diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic materials, ferromagnetic materials. Diamagnetic materials are weakly repelled by a magnet. Diamagnetic materials are weakly repelled by a magnet. Paramagnetic materials are weakly attracted by the magnet. Diamagnetic materials are weakly repelled by a magnet. Paramagnetic materials are weakly attracted by the magnet. Ferromagnetic materials are strongly attracted by the magnet. Strongly attracted by the magnet. So this is a first property. So what is the first property? Effect of magnet. How the magnet will affect the diamagnetic materials and the paramagnetic materials and ferromagnetic materials. Observe carefully. Diamagnetic materials are weakly repelled by the magnet, and paramagnetic materials are weakly attracted by the magnet. Ferromagnetic materials are strongly attracted by the magnet. Next, second one, net magnetic moment. That is generally indicated with mnet. Net magnetic moment. What is the net magnetic moment value in diamagnetic material? The net magnetic moment is equal to net magnetic moment of mnet of all electrons. Mnet of all electrons in a diamagnetic material. in a diamagnetic material is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Net magnetic moment of all electrons in a diamagnetic material is equal to 0. That means M net equal to 0. M net equal to 0 in diamagnetic material. In paramagnetic materials, M net is not equal to 0. M net is not equal to 0. In ferromagnetic materials, M net is not equal to 0 and M net value is more. M net value is more. M net value is more. Here, atomic dipoles or magnetic dipoles are exist. Magnetic dipoles are exist. Magnetic dipoles are exist. Dear student, if net magnetic moment is not equal to 0 means definitely atomic dipoles or magnetic dipoles are exist. If net magnetic moment is not equal to 0 here also, that means definitely net magnetic moment is equal to 0 here also. That's why atomic dipoles or magnetic dipoles are exist. Magnetic dipoles are exist. Okay, magnetic dipoles are exist. Here no atomic dipoles, no atomic or magnetic dipoles. If net magnetic moment is equal to 0 means there is no atomic magnetic dipoles. There is no atomic magnetic dipoles. So this is very, very important. Net magnetic moment is equal to 0 means definitely there is no atomic or magnetic dipoles. If net magnetic moment is not equal to 0 means atomic dipoles or magnetic dipoles are exist. Okay. So next, third property. Third property is relative permeability. Relative permeability mu r. Relative permeability is indicated with mu r. Relative permeability is how it will be changes in diamagnetic and paramagnetic and ferromagnetic. Relative permeability mu r is slightly less than 1. So mu r is slightly less than 1. Mu r is slightly greater than 1. Slightly greater than 1. So mu r value is slightly less than 1. Mu r value is slightly greater than 1. Here mu r value is more greater than 1. More greater than 1. So that means mu r value is more greater than 1. Far greater than 1. Okay. So this is effect of magnet, net magnetic moment effect and relative permeability. Relative permeability is slightly less than 1. Relative permeability is slightly greater than 1. Relative permeability is more greater than 1. So this is very important. If relative permeability is more means it will allows more number of magnetic field lines. It will allows more magnetic field lines passing through it. So ferromagnetic materials are allows more number of magnetic field lines passing through it compared to para and dia. Ferromagnetic materials has permeability is more. Permeability is more means it will allows more number of magnetic field lines through it. Okay. Next. So these are the 3 properties. Please note down this. Now I will discuss few more concepts. Next, Next, fourth property. So three properties are completed. Next we will discuss fourth property. Okay, so now we'll discuss fourth property. Serial number 4. Okay, for serial number 4, okay, so observe here. I'll discuss fourth property. So fourth property is magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility, that is indicated with zeta. This is the symbol of zeta. So this is the symbol of zeta. Okay, for zeta value for diamagnetic material, zeta value is small and negative. Small and negative. Zeta value is small and negative. That means that value is between less than 1 and, so this zeta value is less than 1 and 0. Okay, zeta is small and negative. Here zeta is small and positive. Small and positive. Here zeta is large and positive. So zeta is large and positive. Generally zeta value is greater than 1000. Okay, here generally zeta value is greater than 1. Okay, next. So what is the zeta here? Magnetic susceptibility. What is meant by magnetic susceptibility? Magnetic susceptibility is a property. This is useful to tell the behavior of material in external magnetic field. The behavior of material in external magnetic field we can tell by using this zeta. If zeta value is small, means that has less magnetic properties. If zeta value is more, means that has more number of magnetic properties. Okay, so next, zeta value completed. Next is mu naught is, next mu naught and mu relation. Mu naught and mu relation. Mu naught and mu relation. Mu naught means permeability of free space. Mu means permeability of medium. Mu naught means permeability of free space. Mu means permeability of medium. In diamagnetic materials, mu naught is greater than mu. Mu naught is greater than mu. Mu naught is greater than mu. In paramagnetic materials, mu is greater than mu naught. Mu is greater than mu naught. And if in ferromagnetic material also, mu is greater than mu naught. Mu is greater than mu naught. Okay, mu is greater than mu naught. Next, observe carefully. Property number 6. Property number 6. Here mu means magnetic permeability of medium. Mu naught means magnetic permeability of free space. Okay, permeability of free space. Next, sixth property. Effect in uniform magnetic field. In uniform magnetic field. In uniform magnetic field. In uniform magnetic field, diamagnetic materials, how it will behave. If you kept paramagnetic materials in uniform magnetic field, how it will behave? If you kept ferromagnetic materials in uniform magnetic field, how it will behave? Now I will discuss. Observe carefully. If you kept diamagnetic materials in uniform magnetic field, diamagnetic materials are itself aligned perpendicular to magnetic field lines. Diamagnetic materials are itself aligned or moves perpendicular to itself aligned perpendicular to uniform magnetic field lines. Uniform magnetic field lines. Okay. Diamagnetic material itself aligned perpendicular to uniform magnetic field lines. For example, uniform magnetic field lines are there. If you suspend freely diamagnetic material, it aligned perpendicular to uniform magnetic field lines. For example, uniform magnetic field lines are like this. If you release diamagnetic material into this, so if you release this diamagnetic material, after some time it is aligned perpendicular to it. So this is uniform magnetic field lines. It becomes perpendicular to uniform magnetic field lines. Okay. So diamagnetic materials itself aligned perpendicular to uniform magnetic field lines. Paramagnetic materials aligned itself parallel to uniform magnetic field lines. Aligned itself parallel to uniform magnetic field lines. But it is slow process. This is a slow process. In case of ferromagnetic materials also aligned itself parallel to uniform magnetic field lines. Uniform magnetic field lines parallel to uniform magnetic field lines. This is a quick process. Okay. Ferromagnetic materials. In case of ferromagnetic materials, that process is a quick process. In case of paramagnetic materials, that process is very slow process. Okay. So these are the 6 properties. Next we will discuss few more properties. Please note down this. Now, property. So next property we'll discuss. Next property we will discuss. So 6 properties are completed. Next, 7th property. Observe carefully. What is 7th property here? Property number 7. Property number 7 is effect of temperature, effect of temperature, effect of temperature. Diamagnetic materials are, these are diamagnetic materials, these are independent upon temperature, independent upon temperature, independent upon temperature. Graph also, independent upon temperature. Okay, so these are depends upon temperature. So these are depends upon temperature. So these are also depends upon temperature, depends upon temperature. Next, eighth one, zeta versus temperature diagram. Very important. Diamagnetic materials are depends upon, independent upon temperature. Paramagnetic materials are depends upon temperature. Ferromagnetic materials also depends upon temperature. Now I will discuss zeta versus temperature diagram. Zeta versus temperature diagram. So observe here. So zeta is indicated on y-axis, temperature is indicated on x-axis. These are independent upon temperatures. That's why I draw here straight line. Straight line means it is independent upon temperature. Am I right? Observe, this is a graph. I will draw graph here clearly. If I draw graph, observe clearly. So this is a zeta and here it is temperature. So you know already zeta value is magnetic susceptibility. Zeta means magnetic susceptibility is small and negative. Negative means definitely it is present in below the time axis, below the temperature axis, below this axis. That means this is negative region and it is independent upon temperature. Diamagnetic materials are independent upon temperature. Like this we will draw the graph. Next, here zeta is equal to, so we'll get C into B naught by T. C into B naught by T. So generally I is equal to C into B naught by T. I is equal to C into B naught by T. I is equal to zeta into H. B naught is equal to mu into H, mu naught into H. That means zeta is equal to C into mu naught by T. Mu naught by T. Here C means Curie constant. Curie constant. Mu naught means permeability of free space. Permeability of free space. What is the relation between zeta and T? Zeta is inversely proportional to temperature. Here zeta is independent upon temperature. Is independent upon temperature. Independent upon temperature. I already told diamagnetic materials are independent upon temperature. Paramagnetic materials are depends upon temperature. How it will depends? It is inversely proportional to temperature. If you decreasing the temperature, then magnetic properties are increases. Paramagnetic properties are increases. Okay. Next. So how to draw the graph? You know already. Inversely proportional means we'll get rectangular hyperbola. We'll get here rectangular hyperbola. This is chi and here it is temperature. Chi value is positive. You know already. Chi value is positive. Okay. So rectangular hyperbola we will draw. Okay. Next. Here chi is zeta is equal to C by T minus Tc. If temperature is greater than Tc, Tc means Curie temperature. Here Tc is equal to Curie temperature. This is very important. Curie temperature is very important. What is meant by Curie temperature? The temperature at which ferromagnetic material changes to paramagnetic materials. The temperature above it which the temperature above the Curie temperature, ferromagnetic material, the temperature at which the temperature above the Curie temperature, ferromagnetic materials converted into materials converts into paramagnetic materials. Okay, so zeta is equal to C by T minus Tc. Here C means Curie constant, Tc means, what is meant by Tc here? Tc means Curie temperature, T means absolute temperature. Here absolute temperature is always greater than Tc. Okay, if temperature is greater than Curie temperature, then the materials are called ferromagnetic materials. The temperature, so you should write what is meant by Curie temperature. Definition. The temperature at which ferromagnetic material changes to paramagnetic materials. Paramagnetic materials is called Curie temperature. Curie temperature is indicated with Tc. So again I repeat definition. The temperature at which, not above, the temperature at which ferromagnetic materials are converted into paramagnetic materials, that temperature is called Curie temperature. Okay, next property. Next property. Next property. For iron, Curie temperature is, you should write down this. For iron, Curie temperature is 776 degrees Celsius. For iron, Curie temperature is 776 degrees Celsius. Okay, for iron, Curie temperature is 776 degrees Celsius. Okay, next. So next property is property number 9. In non-uniform magnetic field, okay, how it will behave. So diamagnetic materials are, these are moves from strong region to weak region. Okay, if you kept diamagnetic material in non-uniform magnetic field lines, in non-uniform magnetic field, these diamagnetic materials are moves from strong region to weak region. And paramagnetic materials, if you kept paramagnetic materials in non-uniform magnetic field, these are moves from weak region to strong region. Okay, So in non-uniform magnetic field, diamagnetic materials are moves from strong region to weak region, and paramagnetic materials are moves from weak region to strong region, but it is a slow process. It is a slow process. It is a slow process. And ferromagnetic materials also, these are also moves from weak region to strong region, weak region to strong region. But this process is a fast process or a quick process. This process is a quick process. Okay, whenever ferromagnetic materials are kept in non-uniform magnetic field, if ferromagnetic materials are kept in non-uniform magnetic field, okay, kept in non-uniform magnetic field, then these are moves from weaker region to stronger region, stronger region to weaker region to stronger region. Okay, so whenever ferromagnetic materials are kept in non-uniform magnetic field, these are moves from weaker region to stronger region, but it is quick process. Paramagnetic materials also moves from weaker region to strong region. This is slow process. Diamagnetic materials are moves from strong region to weak region. Next, property number 10. Property number 10. Magnetization. If kept in external magnetic field, external magnetic field, external magnetic field. If diamagnetic materials are kept in external magnetic field, okay, external magnetic field, then diamagnetic materials are weakly magnetized, weakly magnetized, weakly magnetized, and weakly magnetized, and the direction is, weakly magnetized, weakly magnetized, and the direction is opposite to external magnetic field, opposite to B external magnetic field. Okay, next, so these are also weakly magnetized. So these are also weakly magnetized, and the direction is, okay, these are also weakly magnetized. The magnetization direction is along the direction of external magnetic field. That means external magnetic field acting direction, and so these direction both are same direction. So okay, so weakly magnetized, and the direction is along the direction of B external, and here ferromagnetic materials are strongly magnetized, since it contains domains. Domain means each domain contains 10 power 11 electrons. Okay, ferromagnetic materials are strongly magnetized, and direction is along the direction of B external. Okay, so please observe carefully. If you kept diamagnetic materials in external magnetic field, they are weakly magnetized, and its direction is opposite to external magnetic field. So please observe carefully. Direction opposite to external magnetic field means definitely nature of force is repulsion. That's why diamagnetic materials are weakly repelled. Again, I repeat sentence. If you kept diamagnetic materials in external magnetic field, they are weakly magnetized and the direction is opposite to B external magnetic field. External magnetic field, opposite to external magnetic field. Reason is they are opposites. That's why diamagnetic materials are weakly repelled by the magnet. If they are acting opposite direction, that's why they are repelled. And here these are all weakly magnetized and the direction is along the direction of B external. Ferromagnetic materials are strongly magnetized because it contains domains. Since it contains domains, each domain should contain 10 power 11 electrons. 10 power 11 electrons. And its direction is along the direction of external magnetic field. Along the direction of external magnetic field. So this is a property number 10. Next, property number 11. Property number 11. What is property number 11? Property number 11. Hysteresis loop. Hysteresis effect. Hysteresis effect. So I will discuss this hysteresis word in further lectures. Hysteresis effect. Hysteresis means, I will discuss what is meant by hysteresis in further lectures. Hysteresis loop. Hysteresis is not possible. Hysteresis is not possible. Okay, hysteresis is not possible because since H is equal to 0 means then magnetic field also 0. If H is equal to 0, because if H is equal to 0, magnetic field also 0. That's why not possible. Here not possible. If H is equal to 0, then magnetic field also 0. If H is equal to 0, then magnetic field also 0 here also. So here it is possible if H is equal to 0 but magnetic field is not equal to 0. This is very, very important. Hysteresis effect is not possible. Here not possible. Here it is possible. Why it is possible here? Why it is possible here? Here why it is possible? H is equal to 0, then magnetic field is not equal to 0. If H is equal to 0, magnetic field is not equal to 0. That's why hysteresis effect is possible. Next, property number 12. Property number 12. Okay. Next we will discuss property number 12. Okay, hysteresis is possible. Hysteresis curve is only possible for ferromagnetic materials. Okay, next, serial number 12. Relation between I and H. I means magnetization. H means magnetizing field. I means magnetization. H means magnetization field. Relation between I and H. I is linearly changes with H. Linearly changes with H. Here also I is linearly changes with H. But it becomes it achieved it achieved saturation. It achieved saturation. It achieves saturation if it achieves saturation after some time. Okay. I is linearly changes with H. I is linearly changes with H parameter. Okay. Here I is linearly changes with H. I is linearly changes with H. And here also I is linearly changes with H. But it achieved saturation after some time. After some time it achieves saturation. But here I is non-linearly changes with H. Non-linearly changes with H. Changes with H. It is also it is also achieves saturation after some time. After some time it is also achieves saturation after some time. Relation between I and H. Okay. Next 13th one. Density of magnetic field lines. Density of magnetic field lines. So diamagnetic materials are less dense. So here it is compared to dia more dense. Compared to dia more dense. Compared to para and dia, very high dense. Okay, so I will draw with the diagram. So if you take a diamagnetic material, okay, this is a south pole and north pole. Magnetic field line is like this here, and here magnetic field lines are like this. So generally they are moving from north pole to south pole. Okay, inside the magnetic field direction is south to north. Outside the magnetic field direction is north to south. So here density is less. Here density is compared to here, density is more. Compared to here, density is more. Okay, compared to here, density is more. See here, more number of magnetic field lines are inside. And here, compared to here density is very high. Large number of magnetic field lines are passing through this because permeability is more here. Okay, permeability is more. This is a south pole, this is a north pole. Okay, permeability of ferromagnetic materials are more. That's why a large number of magnetic field lines are passing through this, and it has a very high density. Next, last property. Last one is serial number. Last one. Examples of observe carefully. Property number 14 and property number 15. Okay, observe here. So what is property number 14? Physical state. So how it will be visible generally in physical state? So diamagnetic materials are possible in solids They are present in the form of solids, liquids, and in gases. Diamagnetic materials are possible in case of solids, liquids, and gases. Paramagnetic materials are possible in solids, liquids, and in gases. Ferromagnetic materials are generally they are available in only solids. Okay, ferromagnetic materials are generally they are available in only solids. Paramagnetic materials are available in solids, liquids, and gases. And diamagnetic materials are available in solids, liquids, and gases. Examples. So diamagnetic materials best example is nitrogen at STP, standard temperature and pressure. At standard temperature and pressures, nitrogen at STP, and water, copper, silicon, lead. Okay, so nitrogen at STP, water, copper, silicon, lead, and sodium chloride. So these are the examples of diamagnetic materials. Paramagnetic materials best examples are aluminum. So aluminum and sodium. So aluminum, sodium, and oxygen at STP. Okay, so these are the best example for paramagnetic materials. Paramagnetic materials: aluminum, sodium, and oxygen at STP, and calcium. Okay, so next, ferromagnetic materials best examples are iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. Iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. Okay, so examples of diamagnetic materials are nitrogen at STP, water, copper, silicon, lead, NaCl, sodium chloride. Examples of paramagnetic materials: aluminum, sodium, oxygen at STP, calcium. Examples of ferromagnetic materials: iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. So these are the major differences between diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic materials, and ferromagnetic materials. Mainly we got 15 properties. So this is a whole concept about the differences between dia, para, and ferromagnetic materials. In further lectures, I will discuss few more details about this chapter. My humble request for each and every student, please revise the concepts regularly. So if while watching this lecture, if you will get any doubt, feel free to mention in comment box. All the very best.